Welcome to Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about Season 1 of The Last Kingdom. The Last Kingdom is based on a series of books called the Saxon Stories, or the Saxon Tales, and the series essentially tells the story of the beginning of England. More specifically, the show follows Uhtred. Uhtred was born a Saxon, but was raised by the Danes, Vikings. So Uhtred has to constantly play both sides to survive and to get what he feels belongs to him. The Last Kingdom felt very different from other epic periodic shows. First of all, the story here is told very much from Uhtred's perspective. It's a very personal story that's set in the middle of everything that's going on in England, or Northumbria and Wessex. I really like this approach, and I think that The Last Kingdom does it very well. You still get a very good handle on the scope of these massive events that take place, but the story is personal enough for you to actually care. Something else that stood out for me in this show was how it looks and how it was shot. You have a lot of beautiful aerial shots of them just riding horses across a field towards a castle. Plenty of that, and that looks amazing. But most of the show doesn't feel very stylized or heavily color corrected to make everything feel more gritty. Basically what I'm saying is that it doesn't look like Vikings and Game of Thrones. And at first it was a little bit weird for me, but then I really got into how the show looks, and I think it serves the show very well. I think my favorite thing about this show is that it does tell a heavy and dark story, but the show doesn't feel heavy. The show is fun. There's a lot of fun banter between the characters, a lot of funny back and forth, and all of those moments don't distract from those darker moments in the show. Also, the pacing in this show is great. There are only 8 episodes, every episode is about an hour, and the plot moves fast. There's a lot going on in every single episode, but none of it feels rushed. The main character, Uhtred, is interesting. I didn't like him. And I'm not saying that I didn't like the actor or his performance. I thought it was good, although I do have something to say about that in a little bit. I didn't like Uhtred, and I liked that I didn't like him. He's kind of an asshole that mostly does things for himself. He's really smart, but he's also kind of an idiot at the same time. I just really like the idea of the main character not necessarily being the one you root for. You might be on his side, but you still kind of want to see him get punched in the face. Like, a lot. So as I said, I thought the performances from pretty much everyone in the show were fine, but the voiceovers from Uhtred at the beginning of every episode, what happened there? I mean, I think the guy just got way too into it. I am Uhtred, son of Uhtred, also father of Uhtred and second cousin of Uhtred. When a boy is born into our family, it is very simple since we don't have to figure out how to name the boy. Obviously, the boy will be named Uhtred. It is very simple and convenient. But at family gatherings, such as dinner at Mom's place, when someone says, "Hey Uhtred, would you please pass me the mustard?" Confusion arises as everyone turns to see, am I the Uhtred that Uhtred was speaking to? And everyone is looking for the mustard that was requested. So now I have vowed to abolish mustard from the land by killing all of the mustard farmers. Destiny is all. If you haven't watched the show, that probably made no sense. That probably made no sense anyway. A big part of every show of this style is the fighting and the massive battles. And while there's definitely some of that in this show, and there are definitely some very cool fight scenes and battles, it's not so much the focus of this show. The action in this show is definitely good, but it's not at the level of Game of Thrones or Vikings. I actually heard a lot of people say that The Last Kingdom is kind of like Game of Thrones but real, and I don't really think that there's a comparison there between The Last Kingdom and Game of Thrones. Not as much as there is one between The Last Kingdom and Vikings. And even then, I don't really want to compare these shows. These are two shows that complement each other very well. It's very fun to have watched both of these shows because it kind of feels like watching the same thing from different angles. I know it's not exactly the same time frame, but that's still the way it felt to me when I watched this, and it was a lot of fun. Bottom line, should you watch it? The Last Kingdom is definitely worth your time if you enjoy historical dramas or just generally these epic period pieces. This show has a lot of personality and it stands out. It's a lot of fun and it's a relatively short watch, so kind of low risk, high reward. Just, you know, get someone else to do those voiceovers. Really made me want to go back to Vikings. I haven't even watched season 3 yet. What about you? Have you watched season 1 of The Last Kingdom? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know what do you think is the best one of these kind of epic period shows. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, it really helps out a lot, and if you're finding binge watchers for the first time, welcome! I'd like to invite you to join the binge watchers community. Come talk about TV with us. It's a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel. But in any case, I shall see you next time.